At the same time, we recognize the people that we are dealing with, and we recognize the flaws that existed in the way we handle the elections. And what you are seeing today is part of correcting that process. It's about starting early, it's about building structures, it's about grassroots structures, not just structures where we just come and we talk to ourselves. Only unit structures, ward structures, zone structures, and that's what we are doing now.
We want to correct even mistakes we made in the past, because there were mistakes. So we need to correct it.
Just my people, as the hurt, it don't happen, no. They say now only fool now will learn from a past mistake. People don't they talk say Peter Obi no fit, we know if you do this one, but he has strategized this 2027 presidential election. If you don't finally choose party, just forget about winning for Peter Obi. Just watch this video, share it. If you are obedient, please hit this like button, like this video, share it.
I am so happy that our people are beginning to understand that we can win election in Nigeria, especially presidential election, depending on INEC to do the right thing. So I'm so impressed, like what the Lagos State LP gubernatorial candidate said, that look, we understand the people we are dealing with. That is very good point, and that is a very good understanding, because when you understand the people you are dealing with, you understand they are not people that play by the rules. So you must have a strategy to mitigate against that, not to follow them in playing against the rule, but finding a way to stop them, which is very key. So that is why I'm so much impressed with some of our friends who are pushing for electoral reforms. And please support them in any way you can, because we need the electoral reforms. It is very necessary. It will be nice that we have such reforms. We have a law, electoral law, that insists that results must be transmitted to the IRF is a must, and any result that is not on IRF should not be counted as result. So such laws, or whatever reform that is needed. So we need such electoral reforms that will ensure transparency, that will ensure that results count. So, I see some of our friends who are pushing for that. Support them, in any way you can, because it is necessary. Whatever step we can take to ensure electoral integrity is very, very good. So, but in addition to electoral reforms, we also must, as a matter of necessity, find a way to ensure that INEC follows those reforms, because the major challenge is not having reforms, but most times the issue is that the people managing the offices, they don't even follow those reforms, they don't follow those laws. So because if you check what happened in 2023 elections, it's not as if that the electoral law we had or we have wasn't enough to deliver a credible election. It was because they refused to abide by the law. That is the truth. Like, it is this same INEC law that we have now. That is what they used to conduct Ekiti and Osun elections. And those elections were beautiful elections that we even had the results before INEC announced them. And INEC announced what we saw on the IRF. So it is the same electoral law. I hope you know that the electoral law we have now does not allow someone that participated in the primary to participate twice in the primary. But we have a senator who didn't even participate in the primary, who is now a sitting senator. So it is the violation of the electoral laws that is the major issue. So as we push for those reforms, which is good, but beyond reforms, beyond just reforms, we must plan on a way to mitigate whatever they are going to bring on election day, whatever plan they may bring, so that they will not give us a free and fair election on election day. We must, plan on how to stop that. Having said that, I always say that, if we can follow or learn something from the last US election that they held last year, 2024, I keep saying that we must look at what the Republican Party leadership did. Now, not that we should implement exactly what they did, because of course USA is not Nigeria, but the concept is what I am talking about. Like, the RNC, that is the Republican Party, they had 3 agenda. Number 1 was to raise money. They said they needed to raise more money, and then to mobilize. Raising money is not issue for we Peter Obi supporters, obedience. Raising money is not an issue. Mobilize voters, they say they need to mobilize voters. Mobilizing voters is one thing that we can do effortlessly. The third thing, which was their plan, was to prevent cheating. Yes, you heard me very well. In the USA, part of in fact, it was their major plan. Yes, it was the major plan of the Republican Party to prevent cheating, especially in the 7 battleground states. So in the US, elections, especially presidential elections, are mostly won within, that's what they call battleground states. Okay, so, and they made sure their plan was to ensure that there was no cheating, especially in those states. Now, what is my point? My point is, if a party in the US where they have proper electoral system, where everything seems to be working very well, where the entire world is learning democracy from. Now, if a party from this country, part of their strategy or their major strategy, not even part of their strategy, their major strategy was to prevent rigging, to prevent cheating. Now, if they could do that as part of their major plan, how much more we who are in Nigeria? That is my point. So we have to now prepare even times 10, even times 20, because they have a better system, they have a better police, and they have a neutral police. We don't have such things here. So that is what I am trying to say, that we also need to prepare heavily. They hired lawyers and what they call poll watchers. We call our own poll agents or polling agents and all of those things. And then, so if, of course, we won't be hiring lawyers, we don't need lawyers for election, but probably, do we hire bouncers? I don't know. I'm just thinking outside the box. So this is one thing that we must do going to 2027. Like Peter Obi said, we must be as mad as they are. Not going to find trouble or to cause trouble, but to prevent them from cheating. That is our own, to prevent them from their madness. So, and we have to, whatever means legally we can do, we have to. It will be our primary preparation, is how to stop cheating. Just like Peter said, we must be as mad as they are. Thank you so much. If you got any value from this video, I plead that you please subscribe to our channel, share this video, like, and also comment. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Remember, a new Nigeria is possible.